This week on Tune Up Tuesday, I will not be working on a loco. I will be working on passenger cars. These passenger cars, to be precise, because every one of them has got electrical pickups, but only two of them light up at the moment. So I'm going to clean up all the electrical pickups and replace all the incandescent bulbs with LEDs. Hello YouTubes, right from the start, to save everyone leaving the same comment down below, I will be adding stay alives at some point in the future, but I don't have all the capacitors and everything I need to make them. So for now, all we're going to do is get all these passenger cars lit. Better get the bench out. So here's everything I'll be using for this little project. We have a box, well, two boxes of electrical doodads, lots of resistors in there, and some, hopefully I won't need any of that brass sheeting stuff. Electrical connectors, Kapton tape I think that's called, wires, soldering, solder. That's my box of stuff to clean the wheels and the connections, so is that. Got some oil just to lube the axles. Oh, this is cool. This is a double-sided container, which in one side it's all my LEDs, the other side's empty at the moment. Picked that up in Value Village for $8. Value Village is a big thrift store in Canada. Got my big glue gun, got my cradle, and of course my soldering iron. And that's actually a flux pen, which is pretty handy for getting into smaller spaces. All sorts of tweezers. My solder's at the ready, and I've got some water in my sponge. So let's start at the back. We'll do one at a time, make sure it works, and then do all the rest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this sort of observation car, because if I put a bulb up the top, it's going to be very visible. So we'll see, I might have to do something clever there. Although I can't think of what yet. Anyway, right, let's get to the bench. So this is a set of Via Rail passenger coaches I picked up. 5 of them on eBay for $10. $20 shipping, but still, what an absolute bargain. Lifelike models, you can probably tell by the silhouette people. I'm going to leave them for now. I would like to remove them, 3D print interiors, add little people, but that's way too much for this video. I'll maybe do that at a later stage. Now, I have actually added one LED to this. I replaced it yesterday just to see how it would work. So I took out the incandescent bulb, put in an LED of the same size. Not bright enough, probably because it's got to shine through all of them. So I think what I'll have to do for now is add maybe possibly 4 LEDs all along the roof, and I'll just glue gun or hot glue them in place and just make them the white ones, and add a resistor powerful enough that it shows up quite bright. And when I come to add the keep alive, stay alive thingy-majig, I'll get the little, what they call trim pods or something, and you can adjust the voltage so that you can have it nice and bright, or lower it down once I remove these. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So for now, I need to come up with a nice little circuit for all my LEDs. I usually do them out of the car on the bench, and then once I've got them all wired together, I'll glue them in place. So I'm going to use 4 of these LEDs, which are around about 3 volts each. So that will be 12 volts in total. If I'm running 12 volts through the track, then I shouldn't really need a resistor, but just to be on the safe side, let's add a 200 ohm resistor just for talking's sake, in case there's a little power surge. So fairly straightforward. You add you connect the negative to the positive, negative to the positive, negative to the positive, and each side goes to one side of the wire. Pretty simple when it's just a passenger car you're using. Once we get to adding the keep alive, we need to obviously find a place. It's actually quite bulky when you make a keep alive system. It'll probably be about that size square. So in this particular coach, there's not a huge area that will not be seen You know, some of the coaches have got closed off windows, but this does not. I could possibly close off a couple of these windows, you know, just like smoked glass or whatever, and I could hide the Keep Alive in there, but we're not doing that today, so why am I talking about it? Right, let's get on. So, as I say, all I need to do is connect a wire from there to there, there to there, there to there, a wee wire at either side, a resistor on one side, 200 ohm, and we'll be good. Right, let me do that. One more thing before I start, I like to check my LEDs, because if I wire all these up and nothing works, remember, either they will all work or none of them will work, even if it's only one that's out. So it's worth checking all your LEDs with a little, oh, it's a car remote control battery. I think it's actually 3 volt. Yeah, so it's ideal for checking LEDs. Right, so they all work. Now I can get started. Pretty straightforward so far. So I should actually be able to now test this now that I've got the resistor in. And again, if you're new to LEDs only work one direction. So don't panic if this doesn't work straight away. I might just have to flip the battery, and it's only a 9 volt battery, it really is not going to blow anything. It doesn't work that way, it should work this way. Doesn't work this way, which means I've got one of the LEDs around the wrong way. That's unfortunate, but it does happen. Okay, I need to check that, see where I've gone wrong. Back shortly. Hold on a sec. I did add that 200 ohm resistor, so it's possible that the 9 volt battery isn't powerful enough, so let's try it quickly on the track. So I've just realised that this DCC system is actually, where does it say it? Up the top, 16 volts. So hopefully my little resistor is enough not to blow this. Guess we'll find out. DCC on, is my engine on? Engine's on, let's see what happens. Please don't pop. There we go, lights. Yeah, they don't look like they're about to pop, do they? They're not super bright. That's ideal. So I have got them wired the right way. Excellent. Right, move on to the next step. Now, because the electrical pickups are at either side of the coach, using one of these 2-pronged connector things it's just a bit bulky and it's just going to get in the way. It'd be better just to use a couple of these little micro connector things, one at either side, which means I can I'll just snip this off for now. I need to leave a bit of wiggle room. That should be enough there. Should be enough there. Strip that. Now, I wasn't going to add any insulation to the top LEDs, you know, any heat shrink tubing, because they're going to be stuck to the roof, but I think I will add a couple of sleeves to these connections because we do have this metal weight, and if they touch down there it could just cause all sorts of mayhem. So let's snip this. This cable comes with a male one side, female the other side, so I can just basically cut this and use it on either side. In fact, what I'll do for now is just keep them joined or plugged in so I remember where they go. Although it's black to black, it should be fairly obvious. So that wire is going to connect to there and then up to the roof. White one will be the same. Snippy snip. Join them together for now. And then once I'm happy it all works and I've got the wire round the right way, I can then glue this into position. Right, see you in a sec. So we're all wired up, hopefully the right way round, but obviously I will now take it over to the track, plug this in there, and plug this in here. Worst case scenario, I just need to rotate these lamps round. Let's try in the track. And when I do the keep alive system, I will also add a bridge rectifier so it will work in both directions. Right, let's switch it on. And this is DCC I'm going for at the moment. We have lights. Ooh, dodgy wheel connection there. I need to give that a wee clean before I continue. Yeah, that is just a wheel connection, a pickup connection, which is what we need the keep alive for, because that's going to be annoying as heck. Okay, right, I hope that's going to be bright enough. I think it's actually a connection in there that's the problem. Yeah, that's the wire going on to the pickup rather than the wheel itself, so I'll check into that before I continue. Let me unplug these and see what's going on under here. And it was this one that was dodgy. So there's a wire that goes through the centre, which I can actually unclip. Pull that through, and we'll get a better look. Fairly straightforward, but it looks like there's a, let's get the wheels off as well. And these will be the opposite way around from the other bogie, so we don't have to worry too much about how they go back on. There's only metal wheels on one side, namely that side. So if that gets pushed down here, it's just one little wire. I thought it might have been on a spring, but it's not. I guess it relies on the springiness of this brass stuff. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to cut this off and resolder it. It looks a bit nasty anyway. Let me do that quickly. So I've got this set of fiberglass pencils, but one of them is fiberglass, one of them's brass, and one of them's steel. You know what, I'm going to leave a link to everything I've used in this video because there's quite a lot of little components that are tricky to find. And hopefully that will be useful to someone. A little wipe with some isopropyl alcohol. Let's check the other side, the side that makes contact. Yeah, I'll clean them up as well. Obviously you want it as clean as possible when it's making contact with your axle. Okay, let's get this resoldered. Still looks a bit crappy, to be honest. It's just corrosion. Just got a nice lump of fresh solder on there. Probably shouldn't have the open bottle of isopropyl next to something that's that hot. Right, let's clean up this little bit of wire. It's a bit nasty as well. Yeah, the wire's definitely seen better days. Should I replace? Probably. Am I going to? No, because I'm stupid. If I still have problems, I'll replace this bit of wire. Okay, nice big blob of solder on there. I pull this down here. It should fit on these little locating pins through the plastic pin in the middle. And they all live happily ever after. Yeah, it's basically just the wheels that hold it in place. If you were paying attention, you will have noticed that metal wheels go this way round. The axles and them look okay, the wheels look okay. I think I did actually clean these wheels when I tried to put when I put the first LED in. Okay, so let us now put this back on the chassis and obviously feed that through there again. Clip that in there. Right, we'll try it on the track again. What I did notice that I didn't show you there was I did actually get these colours the wrong way around. I tested it on DCC and it doesn't matter on DCC which round the LEDs go apparently. Or at least not at the moment, but for DC it wasn't working in the forward position. So I'm going to attach black to white and white to black, and I'll see you in the track. So this time we're going to DC, get some power on the forward position. Still getting a dodgy connection. Very frustrating. There they work. Just never remove that coach. Possible that the isopropyl's still a wee bit wet because it's working a bit better the more I play with it. Okay, back to the bench and we'll get the top back on. Well, when I say get the top back on, obviously first of all we need to glue this in place. Okay, which way round? So it's going that way round. I shall plug in the glue gun. Make a big mess. I actually really like the glue gun now. I'm going to use my cradle just so that it doesn't run away. Need to wait for the glue gun to heat up. Okay, glue gun is hot and drippy. Let's see how we're going to do this. I think I want the LEDs to kind of hang downwards. So let's start with the middle ones, work our way out. So they are going to go, one is going to go there, right in the middle, pointing down. Right, it's got a squidge at either side of the wire. I'm going to have to hold this down for a wee while. I know from past experience, you can't rush the glue gun. You can't just keep forcing it out because it actually does need time for it to heat up the glue. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, do the other side the same way. Squidgy squidge. Hold until set. Try not to burn your fingers on the hot glue. Yeah, I do like to smooth it out a little bit before it's completely set. I don't know why, it doesn't make any difference, no one's going to see it except me. And even then, I'm only going to see it when I pull it apart. Okay, stop waffling, get on with it. Okay, I think they are equally spaced apart. I've got enough wire there to attach to the chassis. Just plug it in, clip it all together. Hope for the best. Peel away all the excess glue. Right, so yeah, don't panic about them going white to black and black to white. That was my error, but that's why I used these exact same connectors so I could swap them if I had to, because you know, you always got to factor in the Dave element to these projects. Tuck the wires inside, hook it over, move the glue gun out the way so you don't burn yourself. Clippity clip. And we're good. Right, let's see if it worked. Back to the track. Right, we'll try it in DC first. Power up. Ooh, I saw lights. Which is amazing because I didn't actually see lights on the single one. But I know that doesn't look very bright, but once I replace the silhouette people with an actual interior, it'll be a lot brighter. Yeah, not bad. It might be a little bit brighter with DCC, so let's try that. You can see the inside there. I do have a wire that I'm going to have to tuck out of the way. That's a wee bit annoying. And all the way down there. Might be even better if I switch the big light off. Wait, I'll try that. Hold on. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Yes, 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 yes. So that's obviously the LEDs compared to incandescent, which are strangely bright, but they're also, it looks like people are on fire and dying a horrible death compared to that, which I think it's much nicer. It's a bit cold looking, but I always remember trains being quite cold. Lovely. Now, I'm not going to bore you with doing the other coaches. However, I do want to see what the inside of this one is like, because it's different. because it's got the glass top. So we'll have a look inside and see if there's any way we can get light up to there without the bulb being in your face. I might have to create a little half cylinder to go round the top, but then it's not an observation deck anymore. You really need to be able to see up the top. So for now I think we'll just light this bit, but let's have a look inside. Hopefully it comes off the same as the other one, just clips at either side. I just want to be careful. I mean, they were cheap, as I keep saying, but that doesn't mean they were free, you know, and I don't want to break them. And the older plastic gets, the more it wants to break on you. There we go. Okay, now it's exactly the same, the way that's wired up, but obviously we have two layers here. Ah, interesting. So I don't know if you can see, but there's actually little gaps all the way along, so the light will shine up. In fact, if I install the bulbs there, and there, then it will do both. We'll get all the light to the bottom and the light will shine up through the floor in the base. That could be really nice. So I'm not going to bore you with that. It's exactly the same way that I did the last one. If anyone desperately wants to see the soldering and all that wiring nonsense in real time, leave a comment and I'll do a video just for you, but it's fairly basic stuff. Unless it's not basic, unless you've never done it before, then in the case it's actually quite technical. But you know, I will see you when all the coaches are wired for LED. Okay, coach number 5 is wired and ready to get put together. If I do this again in the future, I think it would probably be a good idea just to get LED strip light to go along there, rather than having to connect all these and work out your resistance required. But hey, I didn't have any strip light, so you know, you gotta use what you've got. Alright, let me plug these back in. One there, one there. And also, if I'm going to be taking these little silhouette stickers out, I'm going to have to work out how to hide the wiring, because obviously I've not been very careful with where the wiring goes, because there's nothing to foul the wiring and no one's going to see the wiring at the moment. I also had to clean every single wheel. Like these wheels here, for example, one of them was the same colour as that, and I thought that they were just, someone had put in a plastic set of wheels there, but it turns out it was just really, really dirty. I think I've got all the dirt somewhere. No, I must have thrown it out, but it was really manky. I've still got the dirt on my fingers, and that's after washing. So, well worth cleaning your wheels, because it was only going to pick up power from one wheel, which is why it was flickering quite so badly. Right, let me get this in. Oh. You don't need to pull both sides. You can put one side in first. Oh, or apparently not. Maybe you can put the other side in first. That side didn't want to go in. Okay, you put that side in, and then you just have to clip that side in. Like so. Like so. Oh, just get in. Oh, it's in. And we're done. Better test it out on the track. I've turned the big light off so that we can get the full effect, although I can't quite see what I'm doing to get the wheels on. Right, we'll try DC first, make sure it's in the forward position. Lovely. I've noticed the DC when it's on full power is much brighter than the DCC. That's okay. So I will convert it over to DCC And when I flick it that way, the lights will just come on as bright as DCC power will supply, which is fine. Fine and lovely. And all the rest are on as well. Superb. Now, before I hook up the loco and do the victory lap as usual, I do have a mystery for you to solve. Check this out. If you know about LED lighting, it's basically a one-way diode. So let's go DC, power, going forward. Okay, so that's in that position that way, lights are on. And as you know, if I flick it to reverse, because I don't have a bridge rectifier, I'm on full power, no lights, no lights, no lights. This is not the same for DCC, however. Click over to DCC, lights come on, change to backwards or reverse. The lights do not change, they stay on all the time. So, if someone with a bigger brain than me can explain how that works with DCC, let me know, because does that mean I don't have to add a bridge rectifier if I'm only going to be running it with a DCC loco? I would save a bit of hassle, wouldn't it? Right, obviously I need to tidy up and then we'll go for a victory lap. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Friday for Fix It Friday, or maybe some layout work, scenic stuff during the week. Take care everyone. Bye for now.